The following is a production of the Minnesota Sports Radio Network.
It's the Wells Fargo Minnesota Sports Prep Update for Friday, December 18th. I'm Ryan Phelps. It started small 5 years ago to help a sick friend.
We were a little meat up here. We thought we were a little meat, and they call us the Super Bowl of powerlifting.
Now it's about as big as you'll find.
There's a drawing to get into this meet. So I feel fortunate that I'm kind of on the list for now, right?
Relentless 2015 drew all the big names from all around the country, lifting weights that you have to see to believe. But they're not here to shine the light on themselves.
But what matters most is the opportunity to love on kids. I mean, look at that stage, man. I mean, we got hundreds of kids just cheering for you and loving it on you, and there's nothing like it.
These aren't ordinary kids. They're extraordinary.
Say hi. Can you tell them hi?
Meet Kate McAllister, Kate the Great as she's known here, born with a rare genetic condition called Pfeiffer syndrome. This 5-year-old has had 6 reconstructive surgeries and 2 major brain surgeries, and she hasn't slowed down one bit.
She is a regular kid in every other sense of the word, except she looks different.
Last year, this kindergartner teamed up with Scott Cartwright, his girlfriend Nikki, and his kids, and now they're all family.
And they just take the time out to know who we are as people and not just who she is as a diagnosis.
Relentless 2015 raised $222,000 to benefit Hope Kids, but former Apple Valley football player and Relentless co-founder Mike Hamilton says it's not about the money.
Our goal is to build relationships, to change lives, and serve God by uniting these men and women with these strong kids.
These guys aren't here for money. They're not here for notoriety. They're here for our kids.
Because, as they say, no one fights alone.
Relentless isn't only about raising money. By lifting weights, the athletes help lift the spirits of these kids and their families.
It's also a great opportunity to get other community members involved, as Hamilton invited current players from his alma mater to lend a hand. You can see the full story and others just like it on Minnesota Prep Athletes on Minnesota Prep Spotlight, which airs every Sunday night on 45 TV just after the local news at 9:30 p.m.
Your first word probably wasn't something like finance or savings or ATM. But whatever that first word was, it opened up a world to you that was built on conversations. It's this exchange of ideas that Wells Fargo puts into practice every day through listening, guiding, and planning. So when the conversation is about ways to grow your savings or your business, we'll be here to help you find the right answers. Because an open dialogue is what opens doors. Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A.
Great food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean Pizza, Tavern Turkey Burger, as well as delicious breakfasts that are served 7 days a week. That's the Tavern on 4 and 5, just blocks from Eden Prairie High School.
I'm in a state of caffeination, got all my fingers shaking. Must have been my large Americano, mochaccino, macchiato. Now the family's gone to bed, and that's my favorite time to get some tips on better rates. Cause my State Farm guy answers late, and even when it's not my agent, someone's standing by so patient. Getting coverage questions answered helps me to relax. Get to a better state, State Farm.
Visit Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office, located off Singletree and Flying Cloud Drive, online at brandywarmbier.com.
Some follow-up from yesterday. The Gopher women's volleyball team, with 9 of the 16 players on the roster having played their high school volleyball here in Minnesota. They played in the Final Four yesterday. They win, they move to the national championship game. They didn't. They lost to Texas in 4 games. Tonight, a national championship and a national semifinal. We'll start with the latter as Richmond heads to North Dakota State. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff at the Fargo Dome on ESPN2. The Bison, with 30-some former Minnesota high school football standouts on their roster, have won 4 straight FCS national championships. And St. Thomas will go for the gold tonight in the Division III championship. They take on Mount Union. Both teams are 14-0. That's a 6 o'clock kickoff on ESPNU. Tommy's offensive lineman Dave Simmett was a first-team selection on the Associated Press Little All-America team. The team honors players from Division II, III, and NAIA. Simmet is a 6'9", 350-pound tackle who played his high school ball at Hill Murray. He was one of 4 finalists for the Gallardi Trophy as the nation's top Division III player. Joining Simmet on the first team were Eagan native James Parson, a wide receiver from St. Cloud State, and Minnesota State Mankato defensive lineman Josh Gordon. Parsons averaged 115.6 receiving yards per game this season. Another MSU Mankato player, offensive lineman Herschel Prater, made the third team.
You're listening to Ryan Phelps.
You sounded like Dirty Harry just then.
On the Minnesota Sports Radio Network.
I like saving money. I mean, it's not like I have a purse stuffed with coupons or... Okay, I do. The other day, I went into Wells Fargo to get help with a car loan.
Good news. You qualify for our double discount promotion. Get double the interest rate discount we normally give on select new loans and lines of credit just for being a Wells Fargo checking package customer.
And the best part, I didn't even need a coupon.
Come to Wells Fargo to discuss how the double discount promotion can help with the interest rate on your new loan or line of credit. Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far. Subject to credit qualification. Wells Fargo Bank N.A. Equal housing lender.
Is your water heater getting to the age where you may be a bit concerned that it might start leaking, or its efficiency and cost of operation starting to be a concern? Whatever your hot water needs, there's a Reliance water heater that's fit for your home. Select from a full lineup of electric and natural gas heaters at your local Hardware Hank. Stop by your local Hardware Hank and learn about Reliance water heaters, and let Hardware Hank help you pick out the right water heater for your family's needs.
You've got a lot more going for you with Hank. Hardware Hank.
It's time for our Hardware Hank Nuts and Bolts Athletes of the Week, which are selected every Tuesday based on your nominations to MinnesotaScores.net. Each week we select 2 winners, one from the Metro and one from Greater Minnesota. The outstate winner is Kiana Johnson from Buffalo Lake Hector Stewart Girls Basketball, and the Metro winner is Presley Norby from Minnetonka Girls Hockey. The Wells Fargo Minnesota Sports Prep Update can be heard right here every Monday through Friday. And for more coverage, you can find us on the web at MinnesotaScores.net. That's Minnesota-Scores.net. I'm Ryan Phelps on Minnesota Sports Radio.
time for another round of live, local, play-by-play coverage of Southwest Metro Sports on PSB Media.
1-1, Middlestead, the leader, and he scores! Pretty basic.
Watch the teamwork, tradition, and all-out competition unfold live on any streaming device.
And they're back to work again. Walking out is Trusso again, and he scores again. What a start here for TJ Trusso.
Zog throws it deep as a man. The catch is made, running down the sideline. 20-10. 5-touchdown Eden Prairie. First play of the second.
PSB Media's coverage of tonight's game is brought to you by The Molt Store, Brandy Warmbeer's State Farm Insurance Office, The Sun Current, Noodles & Company, Athlete PT, The Tavern on 4 and 5.
And in partnership with Minnesota Hockey Magazine and BEC TV.
On the run, Bame able to finish. Looks over the middle, the catch is made.
Catch all of the action all season long on your home for Southwest Metro Sports. PSB Media.
Deflects it in deep. Berger plays away from him to the left wing boards. That bounces off a skate. Turned over to Aguilar. Shot and save. Scores! Aguilar the shot. The rebound by.
Game time is coming up next.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from the friendly confines of Braemar Arena. High school hockey on the air on the MNHockeyBag.com, along with Bart Archer. I'm Pete Wagner. Thanks so much for joining us each of these past 3 evenings where we've had nothing but terrific high school hockey featuring 4 teams. The Elk River Elks, the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks, Edina Hornets, and Eden Prairie Eagles. Tonight we have the nightcap for these 2 teams, or the playoff nightcap, if you will. The Thunderhawks and the Elks, they will square off. Both teams coming off a pair of losses yesterday. Thunderhawks enter the game at 6-3-1. Meanwhile, the Elks at 5-3-0. Bart Archer, I'm going to spare your voice because it's kind of forsaking you at this stage, but fact is these 2 teams will present us with 2 different styles of play.
Yeah, indeed they will, Pete. Elk River started the season winning 5 in a row. They've dropped 3 in a row, but the teams that they dropped to is Blaine, Eden Prairie, and Edina. Really 3 of the top probably 6 teams in the state, so they have to feel pretty good about it. Their challenge tonight is to score goals. They only have 2 goals in 2 games coming into this tournament, and it's all being originated from the Zerban, Schwab, and Michaelis line. The secondary lines have to step up and at least put some pressure on offensively. Myers has done a great job in goal for him, but he's seeing too much rubber. Grand Rapids, on the other hand, their problem is not scoring goals of late. It's been keeping the puck out of their own net.
Well, one of the things that Trent Klatt talked about on our This Week in High School Sports interview post-game from last night was that they're going to work. He said there's a lot of things they want to work on, but among the most is the penalty kill. He says that's definitely forsaken them a little bit at this stage of the game. However, he said the key thing is to stay out of the box.
Well, that's the important part. And Elk River's power play is actually pretty good. About 20% in this tournament, but about 22% overall. But discipline, it just comes down to focus and discipline. You have to move your feet. When you stop moving your feet, you start checking with your stick, and that's when the penalties can kind of creep in at the wrong times.
Your goaltenders tonight will be Benny Myers for the Elk River Elks and Joe Bird, who came in on relief last night for the Thunderhawks of Zach Stasko. We saw Gabe Holm open up the tournament series. So far, Coach Klatt not afraid to go with his entire battery of goaltenders.
No, and they're all credible goaltenders too, which is a nice luxury to have, but you really have to try to settle on one. I think he's waiting for somebody to step up and take that job. So far it hasn't happened because they've all played pretty well.
We'll have the opening faceoff coming up for you right after this.
Toughest sport on skates. Fastest sport on skates. Quebec City, Canada. Germany. Jyväskylä, Finland. St. Paul, USA.
Hey, pal, if you haven't swung over to CrankyApe.com, then you're missing the coolest auction site on the web. CrankyApe.com is the only joint you'll ever need for ridiculous deals on bank repos, insurance reparables, and dealer liquidations. We have everything that rolls, floats, or has an engine, and the selection changes every day. And don't worry if you're not a wrench, most of our stuff don't need nothing but a coat of wax. Bottom line, if you're born to bid, you shouldn't be monkeying around anywhere else.
And we welcome you back to Braemar Arena. Section 7 AA implications on the line. The Grand Rapids Thunderhawks right now at 6-3-1 on the season. 1-0 against Section 7 AA opponents. Meanwhile, it's the Elk River Zimmerman Elks who are now embarking upon their first of sectional opponents here tonight. You know, it does make a difference, Bart, winning these types of games, because when it comes down to seeding, the first criteria is obviously where you finish this year. Second criteria is head-to-head. How did you do against everybody?
Yeah, well, indeed, and they're no strangers to each other. They know the programs up and down pretty well. The transition that Elk River has right now is they graduated a lot of primaries last year, and they have some young kids that are coming up to fill, But again, Grand Rapids has the same challenge in front of them. They let go a couple pretty prominent players, but they have some young kids that come up. So it's all part of the process. But, yes, I think that there is some bragging rights. But in the back of your mind, if you have success against a team, you know that you can do it. So it obviously is definitely a positive step in the right direction.
We have the four-man officiating crew here tonight. We're going to dial it up a notch for these hockey clubs. To take the face-off for the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. So that's one more guy for Bart to take a shot at. Mitchell Matson and Jack Perbix draw one by Matson and the Thunderhawks as they carry up ice with Anderson. Welcome to everyone that's watching us here stateside and abroad. From the center ice section, it's going to be handled now by Mark as he plays to the corner. The Thunderhawks in their white with orange trim going from right to left. Meanwhile, the Elks, for the first time in the tournament, wearing their dark sweaters. That one's off the stick of Matson and sent right back in. On the foot race, it's Schwab. He gets an angle on Mark, finishes the check neatly there, forces the turnover. Anderson's going to have to deal with the very active Al Schwab here on this opening shift. Hard work off the wall. Jack Perbix comes away, bothered by Matson down low, looking for the turnover. Perbix protects neatly, walks from the corner, bumps up off the wall. They're going to play it D to D. Now it's going to be Nick Perbix, shot, save, Burt, rebound, 2 saves in a row. Rebound picked up by Adams, outlets to Bischoff, tries to go against the grain, but the Elks with the hop stop that one. They're going to leave off on the right point. Here's a snapshot, pad save, turned off to the left. Handled now by Mark on the backhand, shovels to the wall, and it's going to be gathered in. Rolls up on the stick of the oncoming Jason Kane. They go in front. Nice pad save, and having to be on that one was Benny Myers. Stayed focused and true on that one, Bart Archer.
Well, he really had to, and that's a good save. He got a feel for the puck, and that's always good for goaltender early. But Elk River showing some good energy, really possessing the puck with speed through the neutral zone, working the puck around and getting some good shots, but a nice response by Grand Rapids.
Ooh, face-off win, pad save off the missile that was sent in by the defenseman John Stampahar. Right side of the net, they're going to go D to D out of the zone. Will the Elks is down to one knee, advance ahead for Horn as he's stopped to the neutral zone. Back in behind the net it goes. Giving chase will be Gacky. He plays back to his defensive partner, back up and out of the zone. Sent back through everyone. That was Moss on the play there. Steered aside by the goaltender, Burt. That one gets through everyone. And here come the Thunderhawks in transition. Foot race. Miller takes the bank pass off the wall. Pinched to the wall by Nick Perbix. Gets a little bit of help from, I was going to say Andrew Zerbin. Boy, how about Jensen Zerbin? They all start to mush into one, Bart Archer.
Indeed, they do.
Back the other way they come. The Elks across the line. Down low, it's Michaelis. His shot short side deflected off the stick of McLaughlin. So far, we are flying here at Braemar Arena to open up the final day of the Edina Holiday Classic. Touch pass, McLaughlin looked ahead to Hain. It's off his stick, and it's going to be handled by Perbix. He plays back up into the neutral zone, but again, the busy stick of McLaughlin forces the turnover. Hain gets a stick on that one. Bounding puck jammed on the wall neatly there by Booten. Back in behind the net now. Once again, it's Perbix with it. Plays to the corner. Forecheck ensues now for the Thunderhawks as it's going to be Miller with it behind the net. He's being worked on off the end boards by Greniak. Greniak now tries to get position, and now it's going to be picked up by Hain to the corner. He's going to protect the puck, looks for a little bit of help. Driving down is Steffen, who takes over, but good position there by the defense. The one-on-one battles, this is a textbook clinic for you young players at home. That one's deflected up high and out of play. 13:58 to go, and we're scoreless here at Braemar Arena.
Yeah, indeed. You said the one-on-one battles, Pete. There's been going on quite a bit. There's a lot more open space tonight than there was previously. I think it's the third night, or third game and third night. I think that physically they're fine, but mentally fatigue might work into it. They haven't had this kind of barrage of games against competitive talent to start this year, so we'll see as this game progresses if the mental makeup works into the mix.
The collective fortitude, if you will.
Indeed.
There's a deflection up off the glass. I'm working my forever Gorilla Monsoon impression.
I like
one
the
of
fortitude.
Your favorites.
Absolutely, the Gorilla Man.
Intestinal fortitude. You've got to be kidding me. Perbix with it off the glass at the line, just offside as Drake Anderson hauled it in with a whistle down. Smart. The tempo, though, has been very good here. The purpose.
Yeah, they've shown some good energy on both sides. Very, very disciplined play so far. Proper angles. Really contesting every possession as it stands. So there's when they get in tight, there's not a lot of room to move, but there is some space out there to generate some speed. They just haven't done it consistently yet.
You saw the graphic there. Be sure to email us here in the booth. We'll give you the shout-outs you so richly deserve. Correct, Brett Johnson, who is Johnny on the spot back there working the production. That gets underneath the stick of Stampahar. To the corner it goes. Outlets right wing side. Adams with it. His pass deflected. Bischoff tries to settle the rolling puck down. Matson is there, but sliding over from right to left was Perbix. Blocker pad save. Good one there by Benny Myers.
Well, Myers has really been good all tournament long. He really, once he sees the puck, there's generally a pretty good chance he's going to save it, but I like the way he directs the rebounds and controls the rebounds. If he doesn't hold on to it, he directs it into the corner and up and out of play and really out of danger.
I'm concerned
about my
voice.
I think
you better pace yourself.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You've got really 6 periods of this to go.
Well, we'll just give it everything we got. That's
okay,
all we can
buddy.
do.
Okay. This is being recorded, too, so don't worry. There's a breakout pass from left to right. They go, or right to left, rather. Stopped neatly by Stampahar, and the Elks will take back over. Up the middle to Zurban. Leaves back behind. That gets underneath the stick of Gacky, who now gets a little bit of help with Perbix. Right wing on the outlet. Right now the Elks 0-2 entering this one in the round-robin play, and the Thunderhawks of Grand Rapids with a big win over Edina, 6-4 in the opening night. Fall last night, 6-3 to the Eden Prairie Eagles. Zurban stood up with a nice check there. That's Heitkamp. Sent back into the Grand Rapids zone. It's going to be set up by Burt. Rolls off his stick. Bauman's there to outlet. Off the right wing side, Kane finds his pass and hits his man in stride, and Harris down low. They score! Kane takes a nifty pass from Harris, a one-timer. It's 1-0 Thunderhawks.
Well, he generated good speed through the neutral zone, drew the defender in, and then dished it off. And as you said, Kane put that one in, his third goal, low to the blocker side there. You'll see it right here. Just brings it in, puts it right where he needed to be, and it was just a good one-time shot.
That's the amazing part. Look at this. This is almost like throwing into triple coverage if you're a football quarterback. There's sticks all over the place, but still enough to just get it through.
Absolutely.
Nice play.
But the good part is he anticipated the pass coming. He put it in the right spot. In one fluid motion, he went down blocker's side to open an early advantage for this Grand Rapids Thunderhawks team. Has to give him some energy.
Face-off pull back into Grand Rapids zone. Houston plays off the boards too far. And now it's going to be gathered in by Rogers. That's Logan Rogers, sweater number 19. Back into the corner it goes. Houston outlets left wing side. McLaughlin was there. Off the boards for Miller. He has a man, Hain, down low as they crash into the net. That looks like the defense that took that off the post. That would be Benton Moss. By the way, be sure to request your PSBMN.com broadcast. If you have a big game, of course, the entire crew will be out there to take care of you. Brett Johnson is your contact.
Well, Pete, official scoring was Kane from Harris at the 4:45 mark.
Face off one now by the Elks. Pinched down by Mark. To the corner it goes. They continue to battle up the right wing wall. Gets a little bit muddy there. The bounding puck is kicked to safety and out of the zone on the carry there with some real estate's booting. Carries it wide, tried to find his man up the middle. Here's a chance down low. He couldn't quite pull the trigger, rolled off the end of the stick. Weslow had a golden opportunity there. He was looking to bid for goal number 5 on the campaign. That's steered aside by Myers as the big jam of the check off the wall there was employed by the Thunderhawks. I believe that was Miller with that big hit. To the corner it goes. Now they're going to try and play this one rink wide. Walking down is Weslow, bumps off the end boards, rolls the stick on Perbix. Nick Perbix, the defenseman, of course, and Jack Perbix, the forward. Across the line they go. Elks on the rush, turned over up center ice by Burnson, and he's going to carry through traffic. Hounded from behind by Bazal. Burnson loses the edge and the biscuit, and it's going to be controlled by the Elks. Little escape there, nifty job there by Gacky to make some time and space for himself. Now they'll move the puck through center with Nick Perbix to the left wing side. Schwab will chase to the corner. Quick centering feed does not find its way through traffic. Schwab again, bothered by Heidkamp. Plays to the corner, back in behind. Handled now by Bazal. Cycles away from Heidkamp. They try to go up top, but that was deflected away by Steffen with solid defensive posture by the big winger. Cross the line, come the Elks. On the puck now, that's going to be Moss. He leaves off. Back to the corner it goes. Cycled by Jack Perbix, behind for Moss. Pulled out front. There's a shot that was just wide of the cage there on the redirect by Schwab. Down goes Mattson, bothered there by Perbix, and down goes Perbix. Mattson said, wait a minute, that happened to me, and now you're calling me the other way.
Yeah, Jack Perbix is a freshman, but he showed some savvy of a veteran when he kind of accentuated that fall on that one. But it is going to be one of the big hitters. That's Mitchell Mattson, going to go for tripping. Really good opportunity by Elk River down low. They had 2 people really unprotected in front. They got the puck out there, but a really nice job by Burt to keep that puck out of the net. Kind of a trying moment for Grand Rapids. And now Elk River on the power play. This is exactly what Coach Gordy Roberts needs to get his team a little confidence and get them back into the offensive flow.
This is an area that Trent Klatt's going to want his club to work on, so we'll see what happens. The face-off, the D-to-D, and the puck drilled down the ice by Miller. Back behind the net it goes. Moss will set up shop as they work the power play breakout. Very aggressive down low, forcing things was Bischoff. And here come the Elks with Zerbin across the line. He's going to be content to play it back in. They have numbers back behind the net. Fought off. Nifty job by Anderson to clear ahead to Bischoff. He has a man streaking up the right side on an angle for Miller. He'll get to the loose puck in the corner, but now the Elks are going to be content to just regroup and reset behind their own net with 1:22 to go in the man advantage. Back up ice they go, left wing breakout. Moss finds his man, and on the play across the line, that's going to be Nick Perbix. Gets away from one man. He's going to walk to the corner. The defenseman in uncharted territory in the offensive zone. Going to be handled now. Michaelis plays back along for Zerbin, cycles back behind for Horn. Back up to the line they go. Nick Perbix back to Horn, back to Perbix, back down for Horn. He's going to bump it back in behind the net. Rung the wall. Does it have enough juice? It does. Anderson clears. Moss couldn't handle off the backhand. Tough play for defenseman to make. Horn works the one hand, keeps it alive. To the corner it goes. Heidkamp off the boards, off the stick, kept alive. Elks now still power play time for 40 seconds. That one buzzed wide of the net. Rolls up off the side of the cage. Battle off the end boards. Michaelis plays back behind for Horn. Zerbin now walks to the corner. Looks, surveys, up high he goes. Quick snapper by Moss, fails to click. Zerbin comes back away with it, back behind the net. He went out front, that got through. Now to the left side, handled once again by Moss. Wrist shot, redirect nearly there for Zerbin. That fails to click, cut off by Adams. He can't get it out of the zone. Fanned on that, off the glove of the goaltender, Joe Burt, and enough to take it over the top of that. Big check thrown on the Moss. Ate it for his teammates. Impressive play there. Gets the puck back. Can he keep it alive? Yes, he can. Moss now with 1 to go. We're going to be at full strength for Grand Rapids. Possession now for the Elks. It's going to be Zerbin in front, a redirect. That one fails to click. Michaelis didn't like the angle, tried to take it to safety, and now it's going to be Mattson out of the zone. He'll play ahead. That one stopped at the line. Zerbin with energy. His pass blocked by Mattson. Tries to push that one through. Michaelis and Zerbin have put in some serious minutes here on this shift. Back across the line. Hain drop pass. McLaughlin snipes. Blocked. Nice job there defensively by Gacky. 7:14 to go in the period. A good one here between Elk River and Grand Rapids. Back up to the point it goes. Snapshot block. That's off a pair of shins. That's Bazal there to try to play to safety. Instead, outlets left wing side. Here come the Elks. They spring Zerbin. Cuts back against the grain. Zerbin to the forehand. Pat save and a big rebound. Now it's going to be McLaughlin back with it. Back up ice he goes. Miller tries to go inside out. Pickpocketed. Nifty little poke check there by Gacky. Now they're going to play this one back to the right wing side. Miller's there. Stick lifted. Back to center it goes. Here come the Elks on the rush. Jack Perbix. Oh, a little puck protection there. Finds a trailer. The creativity at a premium. Schwab a shot. Stick save Burt. Schwab gets it back. We're going Pez dispenser. Back up into the neutral zone it goes. Handled once again by the Elks. They're going to play to the neutral. Off the stick, 6:25 to go in the period. Oh, drop pass for nobody. Now it's going to be Burnson to take over. Plays ahead for Hain. He guides along up the left wing rail for Steffen down low. They shoot. Oh, what a save. Oh, my word. Point blank, snuffed. Stampahar with it. Looks back over left wing side. That's blocked off a pair of skates. Chip back up on the wall. Who wants it? The Elks. They play back in behind the net. On the puck now, it's Stampahar. He looks back to the right wing, off the stick of Burnson, back onto an Elks player. That's Perbix, and they'll play it back in deep. On that one right there, it was Rogers. Behind the net, handled by Stampahar. He's going to cycle to the corner. Near side once again, the Elks. Rogers is there, bothered by Heitkamp. Gets a little help from Kyle Booten. They look to play that one out of the zone. The Hawks with Graber from center. Plays too far for Jack Burnson. Back in behind the net, set up by the goaltender Benny Myers, and the Elks will look to break out. They break the forecheck and quickly transition out of the zone. Across the line, looking to dangle was Booten, nothing there. And it's going to be Mark, puts on the brakes, looks up ice. Shot was deflected, backpedaling on the handle. It was Adams, plays rink wide. Nice little nifty move by Mattson. The big fella dangles low. Mattson wants to muscle behind the net with a lot of speed. Hangs onto the puck, plays this one up to the left line. Heitkamp keeps it alive, and now towing the line was Mattson. Rink wide they go. Anderson shot, stick save by Myers, and that one's covered up.
Well, that was about 8 minutes of nonstop action. I might be able to last through this night if this keeps up, but Elk River, to backtrack a little bit, did a great job on the power play. They seem to be able to take advantage of having the extra man out there. They're working into it. Grand Rapids, a nice job of defending, but then up and down the ice, a couple good chances. This has been a really fun game to watch so far.
Indeed it has. They battle up along the wall. Handled now by the Elks. Tempo and all levels of game, defensive coverage and opportunities, creativity, very good. Zerbin looks down low as he had the trolling horn. Adams says, I'll take it back the other way. He could not work the one-on-one in the neutral zone. They do that in practice a million times. Those defensemen love it. Horn with it across the line. Cuts back to the forehand, leaves off for Zerbin down the line. He's going to carry back in behind the net. The right-handed shot from the left corner goes back door off Moss' stick, bothered by Jonah Bischoff, and Moss shrugs him off like a flea. Up to the blue line it goes. Handled by Larson. Back for Horn. Back up for Larson. Wines. On goal. Stick save. Turned aside. Adams plays ahead. Mattson there as he walks it out of the zone. They're going to be content to go with the wholesale as the Thunderhawks change on the fly. Lobbs has it now. Outlets to the left wing side. Little hop step there by Jack Perbix. Plays to the left wing side. That's blocked off a piece of equipment there of the defense. That's Jack Bauman. And it's played up the right wing side for the Thunderhawks. Swatted down the wall. Who wants it? The Thunderhawks or the Elks at the line. It's poked back into Thunderhawk territory. Wow, it's like we're playing pinball now, Bart Archer. Off the boards it goes, back into the neutral zone. Handled once again by Bowman. They play that one rink wide. On the puck, it's Harris. Plays back behind. They go D to D. That was picked off at the line. Now the Elks with an opportunity. Shot blocked by Perbix. I believe that went off big number 18, Hunter Hewson. In the neutral zone. Nice little positional check there, forcing the turnover. Now Schwab has it. Had a little room to work. Couldn't clear the zone. It's still in. Now it's back into the center ice area. In front of the bench area, they jostle. Right down below us. Handled down by the Thunderhawks, putting on the brakes. That's going to be, once again, number 24, Stampahar. He's going to take it back to his familiar defensive blue line position. Poked off his stick. He'll have to regroup in the neutral zone. Boy, this is a lightning fast first period between these two additions. Maybe 3 or 4 whistles at most. Down the line they go with Hain. Puts on the brakes. He walks away from Nick Perbix. Plays up to the line. Heitkamp back down for Hain. Nick Perbix was there. Now back behind the net it goes. McLaughlin with it. Looks to the slot area. That fails to click. Heitkamp's going to have to race this one down into his own zone, and icing will be the call with 2:16 to go.
Well, it seems like both teams are very engaged to play a good, solid two-way game. I think Grand Rapids might have a little advantage on the transition. They're very quick up the ice. But Elk River's defenseman seems to be responding. They're challenging at the blue line. The forwards are coming back, but both teams playing a three-zone, two-direction game, exactly what the coaches want.
Face-off played back in behind the net in the Elk River zone. They'll carry this one back through center. Gathering it in is Drake Anderson as he loses the handle. Anderson looks to his left. Now he's going to go right up the near wall. And walking into a check there was Booten as he was stood up by Anderson. Burt will steer to his right, looking to break out of the corner now. That's going to be Stampahar. Goes D-to-D with Anderson. Under Haynes, Stick Miller will pursue. Nice little move there by Larson. Chips to the right wing side. Booten had a man down front. They score! That one goes in off the goaltender's twig as that was a pass that was intended to the weak side. And the Elks tie it at 1.
Yeah, it was Booten that actually scored that one from the top of the right dot. I think it was redirected by the defenseman, then by the goaltender and in. I don't think Gordy Roberts and the Elks care how they look as long as it's effective. But now they got that 0 off the scoreboard. It's been a long time coming since they had a straight number. But now we're 1-1, 1:41 left in this first period. But Elk River finally gets rewarded for a lot of hard work down low. But it doesn't have to be pretty, Pete. It just has to be effective.
Absolutely. Face-off is handled now by the Thunderhawks, tied at 1 with about, right now, a minute and a half to go in the first period. Zerbin. Oh, down low, a pad save, a big rebound, a big response, rather, for Burt, who took that one away from the oncoming Max Michaelis. Left wing they go. The Thunderhawks with Steffen across the line. His shot steered aside by Myers. To the corner it goes. Big check. And they're going to play this one up the right wing wall. Handled now by the Thunderhawks. Through the slot area was Graber. Tried to slice his way with a minute to go in the period. Touch back up through center ice. Handled now by Houston. To the right side for Bauman. Too far for the intended receiver, Bernson. It's picked off by the Elks, and Michaelis will try to poke it to safety. Shot in a pad, saved by the goaltender, Joe Burt. Back in behind the net it goes. And now on it, it's Bowman. Back behind the net. Houston flips high in the air, and the length of the ice it goes.
Well, that was a pretty good save by Burt on that one. I think it fooled him a little bit, but he got just enough of it to deflect it wide. But after Elk River scored, I expected a bit of a pushback by the Thunderhawks. They came down and had some good pressure, but Elk River survived that and came down and had some good pressure of their own. So nice give and take so far in this game. We're knotted at 1. Exciting 28.4 seconds to finish out this first period.
50-50 puck played to the corner. Off the back of the net out front with numbers. The Elks trying to make something happen on that was Jack Perbix. He's checked on the play. The freshman, as you mentioned earlier, Bart. Matson is there to try to fish the puck free. Heitkamp there to help out. Kicks ahead on the stick now of Bazal. They try to pull the trigger with 5 to go in the period. Handled now out of the zone by Adams. He's going to be stopped on the play, and that's going to do it for the first period with the score 1-1. We're going to take a timeout, and we're going to hand it over to Brett Johnson for the between-period show. Once again, he's got a lot of business to take care of as we continue our coverage here from the great Braemar Arena. 1-1 between Grand Rapids and Elk River. We'll be back right after this.
And we're joined by Rob Friend at the Mulch Store. Rob, a lot of people are finishing up those fall projects, whether it's trimming trees or getting rid of all those leaves. What can people do with those materials once they're done?
Well, they can bring their yard waste into any of our locations and dispose of it for a small fee. And after it's disposed of, we then process it and turn it into compost.
It's also a very easy, straightforward process to stop in at any of those Mulch Store locations, correct?
You just pull into any of the sites, you check in with the gate attendant and pay your small fee, and you're all set to go.
And if people would like more information about the great products and services the Mulch Store offers, what's your website?
mulchstoremn.com.
Great food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean Pizza, Tavern Turkey Burger, as well as delicious breakfasts that are served 7 days a week. That's the Tavern on 4 and 5, just blocks from Eden Prairie High School.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dennis Lanslink.
clinic administrator and care coordinator for Advocare Clinics, and I want to welcome you to our facility. If you're looking at this right now, you're probably searching for a new location for care for a new or chronic injury. And I want to assure you that we have a lot of services in one location that are convenient for you, and we can combine more options for you than you'll find at most other pain management or big box medical clinics.
I like the staff. They're friendly, they're supportive, they're encouraging, they're cautious, and they rearrange my exercise schedule based on what my symptoms are.
I want to welcome you and invite you to stop by for a free consultation with me as a care coordinator to see how we could best serve you and what kind of results we think we can get for you.
Contact us at 952-835-6653 or online at advocaremn.com.
Stay current on what's going on in your local community. The Sun Current is a local community newspaper that serves several communities in the Southwest Metro, including Eden Prairie, Edina, and Bloomington. The Sun Current will keep you up to date with the latest comings and goings on your school board, city council, arts and entertainment, and community events. And make sure you check out their in-depth high school sports coverage featuring weekly articles on Eden Prairie, Edina, Jefferson, and Kennedy. From football and hockey to tennis and swimming, the Sun Current has your favorite team covered. Keep it local and visit the Sun Current website at current.mnsun.com.
Toughest sport on skates. Fastest sport on skates. Quebec City, Canada. Germany. Jyväskylä, Finland. St. Paul, USA. Watch it live. Red Bull Crash Ice.com.
Hi, this is Tom Leonard at Fury Motors, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram. And I'd like to invite you down to our year-end blockbuster sales event with 0% interest to 75 months on some of our most popular vehicles, like the Dodge Charger, Chrysler 200, Chrysler Town & Country, Ram 1500, and the Jeep Cherokee. All 0% interest, zero, none, the Big O till 2022, all right here at Fury Motors, 494 in Concord. Don't miss out today.
And we're joined by Rob Friend at the Mulch Store. Rob, a lot of people are finishing up those fall projects, whether it's trimming trees or getting rid of all those leaves. What can people do with those materials once they're done?
Well, they can bring their yard waste into any of our locations and dispose of it for a small fee. And after it's disposed of, we then process it and turn it into compost.
It's also a very easy, straightforward process to stop in at any of those Mulch Store locations, correct?
You just pull into any of the sites, you check in with the gate attendant and pay your small fee, and you're all set to go.
And if people would like more information about the great products and services the Mulch Store offers, what's your website?
mulchstoremn.com.
Great food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean Pizza, Tavern Turkey Burger, as well as delicious breakfasts that are served 7 days a week. That's the Tavern on 4 and 5, just blocks from Eden Prairie High School.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dennis Lenslink, Clinic Administrator and Care Coordinator for Advocare Clinics, and I want to welcome you to our facility. If you're looking at this right now, you're probably searching for a new location for care for a new or chronic injury. And I want to assure you that we have a lot of services in one location that are convenient for you, and we can combine more options for you than you'll find at most other pain management or big box medical clinics.
I like the staff. They're friendly, they're supportive, they're encouraging, they're cautious, and they rearrange my exercise schedule based on what my symptoms are.
I want to welcome you and invite you to stop by for a free consultation with me as a care coordinator to see how we could best serve you and what kind of results we think we can get to.
Contact us at 952-835-6653 or online at advocaremn.com.
Well, welcome back to Braemar Arena, everyone, as we're at the first intermission between Grand Rapids and Elk River, a game that could very well decide the number one seed in Section 7AA in a very quick first period. There's Barton P. were saying, felt like only about 5 or 6 face-offs, a lightning fast pace. Let's go ahead and give you the scoring summary of that first period for Grand Rapids. Their first goal was scored at 4:45. And I do apologize here. I'm going to butcher the name since I've been on play-by-play all weekend. But number 17, Cohn, with the goal for Grand Rapids. Yeah, I'll get savaged on Twitter and by the emailers. Then Elk River was able to tie the game up at 15-19 as it was Boughton picking up the goal. Larson with the assist for the Elk River Elks. I'd like to remind you, if you have any big games coming up, we can certainly get those streamed right here on PSB Media. PSBMN.com is the website. Whether you have one big game coming up or an entire season's worth, we can get it on air with all the bells and whistles you're seeing on tonight's broadcast. Very competitive rates we offer, and it's a great way to reach all of those out-of-town people that can't attend your events, so definitely check it out, PSBMN.com. Then just go to that Request Us button. Also like to thank all of our sponsors of tonight's game here on PSB Media, including the Mulch Store, Tavern on 4 and 5, Noodles & Company, also the Sun Current Advocare Clinics and Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance, and also the MN Hockey Mag sponsors for tonight's game, including Cranky Ape, also Fury Motors, Red Bull with that event you saw coming up, that big ice. I'm not even sure the exact name of that sport, but it's kind of that extreme thing where you're skating down the hill. Red Bull sponsoring that, and I think it's coming to St. Paul at some point in January. So definitely want to thank them for their sponsorship of these games. And, of course, Fellowship of Christian Athletes as well. Make sure you give all of those sponsors your patronage because it makes these games free to broadcast, because otherwise we'd be charging pay-per-view, which nobody likes. We like to bring these games for free to everyone, so definitely make sure you help out those sponsors. And here at PSB, if you'd like to help us out, we do take non-tax deductible donations. And if we can get enough money raised, we could even maybe stream one of your games. Just fill out in that little box what type of event you'd like to see. Go to psbmn.com and you'll see that donation button. Again, those are non-tax deductible donations. Knotted up at 1 here at the end of the first period. We'll take another timeout and have second period action on the way, live from Braemar Arena with the Edina Holiday Classic on PSB Media.
Great food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. This season, the Tavern on 4 and 5 will be showing PSB broadcasts of Eden Prairie football and hockey on their big screen TVs. So make it a night out. Get some great food while watching your Eden Prairie Eagles at the Tavern on 4 and 5. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean Pizza, Tavern Turkey Burger, as well as delicious breakfasts that are served 7 days a week. That's the Tavern on 4 and 5, just blocks from Eden Prairie High School.
Correct, I have a life mate. Is that consequential?
With whom are you communicating?
Jake from Planet State Farm.
Jake from Planet State Farm at 0300 hours. State your identity.
It is Jake from Planet State Farm, home of Discount Double Check.
Describe your apparel, Jake from Planet State Farm.
Khakis.
Khakis. Explain.
A dull earthly garment covering male extremities.
Sounds most appropriate.
Save mass quantities, even at 0300 hours. Get to a better state.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie, a local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbier.com.
Hi, Grandma.
Hi, Timmy. I hope you're hungry.
Sure am, but I prefer broccoli to mushrooms.
Well, I prefer your brother to you.
Don't mess with Grandma's dishes. Mess with ours instead. Delicious dishes from around the globe that you're free to customize. Noodles & Company, your world kitchen.
We're speaking with Rob Friend at the Mulch Store. Rob, once people have finished up trimming those trees or raking those leaves, how easy is it for them to stop in at the Mulch Store to drop off those materials? Or maybe even pick up some mulch for next year?
Well, if you want to stop in and drop off, you come in, check in at the gate attendant, and they'll point you in the right direction after you pay a small fee. And if you're ready to pick up something to do a final garden or mulch project, pick out the product you want, pay for the fee, and we'll load up a trailer or a pickup truck if you have that. If not, we do have delivery available.
And of course, you guys have locations all over the metro area.
That's right. For locations and more information on delivery, you can check us out at our website, mulchstoremn.com.
Hi, this is Tom Leonard at Fury Motors, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram. And I'd like to invite you down to our year-end blockbuster sales event with 0% interest to 75 months on some of our most popular vehicles, like the Dodge Charger, Chrysler 200, Chrysler Town & Country, Ram 1500, and the Jeep Cherokee. All 0% interest, zero, none, the big O till 2022, all right here at Fury Motors, 494 in Concord. Don't miss out today.
Our goal at FCA Hockey is to help players and coaches become more confident in their game while challenging them to grow deeper in their relationship with Jesus Christ. FCA Hockey works with players of all levels, from professional to college, from adult to youth. FCA Hockey exists to make an eternal impact. With overnight and day camps, adult and junior tournaments, and specialty teams, we have opportunities for everyone. For more information on how you can get involved, check out FCAHockey.com.
Welcome back. That is a pool, Bart Archer, the MNHockeyMag.com animated graphic.
Right.
So it's a pool on the top of a building.
Oh, that
Dive in,
explains
we're
the
refreshing.
that explains the dive in part of it. So now my skies are clear.
I stayed up all night last night trying to figure out
Oh,
Paul
you-
Roth, great at what he does.
Absolutely.
Of course, the former Hornet. Remember that North Star draft pick?
Absolutely.
1982.
Yeah, we reminisced about that a couple years ago. Really nice
Great
guy,
guy.
but he's very talented at what he does.
Known as the Roffer.
See, a lot of creativity went into that one, didn't it?
Absolutely.
It's a natural fit.
Well, it's not like his name's Bubbles or something.
No, true.
So, Bart, only a couple of goals scored in that period. One by each team. Grand Rapids gets the goal scoring. Why don't you take us through a summary real quick before we face it off?
Well, 4:45 of the first period, it was Kane scoring his third from Harris. Then Elk River answered back, Booten with his third from Larson at the 15-19 mark. And that's where we are starting the second period, 1-1.
The Thunderhawks will be skating from left to right in their white, orange, and black sweaters with the Elks of Elk River Zimmerman skating from right to left in their red, black, and white uniforms. Head coach Trent Platt leads his team right now into this game with a 6-3-1 record. That, of course, for the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. And former NHL great as well, Gordy Roberts leads his team in with a 5-3-0 record. The puck will be left across the line. The Thunderhawks, Matson will protect and chip off the boards to the corner. Adams is there. He's going to look to try to make a play. Adams instead is going to give back up to the line. Anderson, a little wrist shot there that's blocked, and a nice play by Horn. Took that one right off the skate blade. Anderson will carry back into his own zone, muscled off the puck. Little help comes in down the wall. Michaelis is there to help out. Here come the Thunderhawks with speed through center. Up the right wing side, Harris. He's checked on the play by Moss. Help across behind the net. Played up the left wing wall by Gacky. And once again, Moss extends the puck for Zerbin. Right wing side for Michaelis is too far, and it's going to be Heitkamp to regroup in his own zone. Heitkamp is going to be bothered. Schwab all over him. Wow, that was incredible. Like white on rice, as we like to say. From the slot area. Across the line it goes. They had many other colorful ones. There's a pass that goes right underneath the stick there. Blocker pad. And Myers extends to make the save. A little bit of squirreliness with Soderberg in front of the net bidding for the Thunderhawks.
Yeah, in fact, they were getting into the troubled areas, but it was Myers who really made a nice athletic play, kind of compromised. You can see a good puck movement, a whiff right there, but the play continues, and then everything went back into the front of the net, but Myers did a nice job of keeping that puck out, face off to his right.
Face-off steered off the side of the goal by Benny Myers of the Elk River Elks, the goaltender. Back in on goal it goes. That one's deflected wide of the net. To the right point, Stampahar deflected. Hain gets it, sends that one wide of the net. Big shiver there on Moss, but support across by Kyle Booten. He is team's lone goal scorer here this evening. Gacky is there. He's going to have to fight off the oncoming Noah Miller. Couldn't be handled by the goaltender. Myers lost it momentarily. McLaughlin wanted to find Hain in front. Couldn't. That goes off the stick of Weslow to center, and it's going to be McLaughlin turning it back up across the line. Quick one-timer steered aside by Myers. Behind the net, Miller looks to the right. Now he's going to play over to the crashing defense there in Houston. Houston with it. Sticked away there by Weslow. Outlets to the right wing side. Handled now by Booten, who looks to gain center. Moss comes in to help out. He gets stood up by Miller, and they turn over high within the zone. Now they're going to backpedal a little further in the Grand Rapids end. Off the stick of Burnson. He plays ahead. Hain with it. On net. Deflected up and out of play. And that hits the netting. Will face off inside the Elk River zone with 14-12 to go.
Well, we referred to this early in the broadcast. It's the third game in 3 nights. A little bit unusual for these kids to deal with, but you're going to see it's like the passes that aren't connecting, the passes that roll off the sticks, over skating. These are the minor mental things that can really come into play. We've seen it briefly, but nobody's been burned by it so far. Something to keep an eye on as this game unfolds.
Thinking a word, this game's been contested by both sides quite impressively.
Indeed.
Burnson fans on that one, played up to the line, swatted down the wall by Bauman, and that's going to be handled out of the zone by Larson as he stood up on a nice check there by Steffen. Reminds me of former Atlanta Thrasher first round overall Patrick Steffen. He had pretty good numbers, by the way, in the NHL.
Well, I think he was a victim of expectations. He was
but
actually
if you look
very
at his
productive.
numbers,
Absolutely.
He was pretty good.
But he lost the expectation battle, that's all.
Of course. Well, when you got Danny Heatley coming in the next year. Across the line they go. 50-goal scorer, steered off the glass.
Ilya Kovalchuk.
Mm-hmm. Wow, a Russian sniper. Big check thrown off the end wall there. Handled now by Larson. He's going to play it to his partner, Nick Perbix, behind the net. Long pass. Look out! They nearly sprung their man. That goes off the stick of Jack Perbix. They're going to quickly play up to the left wing wall. Played down. Handled now. Matson's going to outlet to the right wing side for Adams across the line. He looks to the slot. Picked up and handled. Nice job there by Drake. Or check that's number 11, Brenton Moss. Now the Thunderhawks, win the battle on the wall. They've been very stout on those. To the slot area for Matson. Nobody home, but Elk sticks. Moss plays ahead. Michaelis was measured, but got away from a would-be checker. Back into the Grand Rapids zone it goes as they look up ice. Off the stick of Bischoff, and across the line he goes. His shot was blocked off the stick of Moss. Zerbin plays ahead for Horn. He better hurry because here comes Adams with a body check to force a turnover. They look to ring for Moss, but no. Matson gets away from one man, dangles behind, shovels a pass, Snapper. That one's blocked by Zerbin. That hits another man, Horn in front. He can't clear again. Adams was there. The pressure here from the Thunderhawks, impressive. Zerbin now is going to race off to the right-hand side. He chips it right up in on goal. Nice job there to keep it alive so they can get the change and also keep the puck in play. They send that back to the neutral zone across the line, handled by Soderberg. His shot is blocked and a stick save rebound. Oh, and he gets a stick on that. Does Myers short side. Quality bid there from Soderberg. Right wing side it goes. Pinched in, nifty job by Heitkamp. Moss is jammed on the wall. Getting a stick on that is Harris. To center it goes. Here they come. Booting for the Elks across the line. He's going to be angled by Kane to the wall. Pinned up on it. In comes a little bit of help for the Elks with Millis, but he's jammed off the puck, and they're going to regroup with Heitkamp. Heitkamp looked up the middle. Instead goes left wing side and finds Kane. Regrouping, neutral zone. Gacky across the center in deep. Gets underneath the stick of goaltender Joe Burt. And from the right wing side, there's Millis with the shot that doesn't find the mark. Off the boards, neutral zone. Nice job to get the big reach by Nick Perbix, the junior, out there to keep it alive, or it would have been off to the races for the Thunderhawks. They'll regroup in their own zone. Left wing on the breakout. Ahead they go across the line. Putting on the brakes, it's Hain. He's checked. Miller now. He'll walk from the end line. Nothing doing there, and that gets deflected up off the goaltender, Benny Myers. An interesting run there, but again, the Thunderhawks have been really good on the battles.
Oh, indeed they have. They've won a number of them, especially in the offensive zone. Micah Miller really spearheading the aggressive part of that. He's playing very physical down there. He's got the Elk River defenseman's heads on a swivel, but when there's a loose puck, it's generally contested, but Grand Rapids has been very successful as far as getting that puck and making something happen.
They're going to protect this one to the corner. On the stick for Hain as he's checked on the play. Perbix is there. And now it's going to be gathered in by Connor Bazal across the line. Finds an open wing. Dumps it in hard off the wall. Schwab was there behind the net. Comes back with his own puck. Wraparound. Nice job to shut down the side of the post there by Burt. Now the Thunderhawks try to break out. That goes off the stick and sent right back in. On the play there, it's Larson as the partial change is employed by the Elk River Elks. Michaelis hard off the wall with the big win there. Comes away with the puck down low. And, just after I say the Thunderhawks are winning their battles, now the Elks are winning theirs. Back in behind the net it goes with Bowman. Looks back up the slot area. Picked off. Horn, a shot that's blocked. That hit the legs and feet of Houston, and it's going to be Horn to dangle back out of the corner. Wanted to go high, short side. Zerbin comes away. Plays down for Horn. He had a man crashing. Picked off by Miller. Wanted the breakout. They had McLaughlin cruising back behind the defense, but they couldn't get the angle pass to fly. Back in behind the net, it's going to be Burt. He sets up. The puck will be rung to the right wing wall, and the Thunderhawks will tip to center. Myers is going to be forced to watch that one roll to the right-hand side as Gacky is there, bothered on the play by Graber. Right wing side, Michaelis chips at it. Zerbin wanted to win the battle, but position was won by Mark. Nice play. Stick save, steer to the left wing wall by the goaltender, Benny Myers. Back in behind the net they go. Body check thrown. Zerbin is there. Nice little battle behind with Moss and Graber. Now it's going to be handled out of the zone. That by Brenton Moss. Off the boards it goes. Michaelis walks to the right circle. Had a man trolling to the slot in Horn. He put the body out there for a moment, and instead it's back off the left wing wall in the offensive zone for the Elk River Elks. Thunderhawks prevail. Tipped away by the defense with Perbix. In front of the bench area they go. Another body check thrown on Zerbin. Michaelis bumped. Nice play there. Slot. Oh, nice opportunity down low. Bounding puck in on goal. Burt gets the big gloves in front and hangs on, covers up. Face-off coming up inside to his left.
Well, a lot of traffic in front of Burt on that sequence, but it was Madsen that was really, not Madsen, but Michaelis was right in the proper area, but a nice job by Burt to hold on to that puck. Not a lot of neutral zone activity, but boy, there's been some challenges in the offensive zones on both teams. Really solid forechecking, but defensemen are pinching and playing very aggressive, trying to keep the play in the zone, but the forwards are indeed coming back to cover, so just what a coach wants to see.
Great to hear from Al. He checks in. Well played first period, he says. Appeared to be evenly matched. Should be nice, tight game all the way through. And our pleasure as he thanked us for the video. This is great, Bart. It is great, partner, to be back on the air with the video, isn't it?
Oh, indeed it is.
There's a shot buzzed wide, and a big chance there by Bischoff. Fails to click. Matson gets it back once again from the circle. That one wide. Shooting gallery, but they're not hitting the mark. That's deflected. Matson, wanted the one-timer, but did not like the rolling puck. Instead went with the shot pass, or the shass, as I like to call it. Back through center it goes. Weslow with it, cuts back to the forehand, walks into the body there. Nice defensive posturing there by Stampahar. Back in on goal, stopped and handled by Burt. He's going to slow this thing down. We'll face off once again in Grand Rapids territory.
Yeah, you brought up a good challenge by Stampahar at his own blue line. You have to use that as a natural line of defense, but Stampahar's really played a solid tournament. Every night he's been involved in the action, whether it be rushing the puck up the ice or doing a defensive stand, but he's been a very vital member of this Thunderhawks team. 2 points so far in 2.5 games. I'm sure he's looking to get on the scoreboard, but he's got other responsibilities that he's minding too.
By the way, great to have Director of Technology for Sports Content Management, my company, Joe Henches, on the camera tonight. Got out from behind the desk, making it happen. And you know what? Being the technologist that he is, doing A1 quality job on the camera work. Good work, young man. Handled now by Anderson. Check that. That's Moss. Now it's going to be Gacky with it. Across center, in deep it goes. And it'll be danced out of the zone by Bowman. Looks for a left wing breakout. And it'll be shoved right back into the Grand Rapids zone by Gacky. Thunderhawks, neutral zone they go. Nothing there. Hain with it in front of the bench area. Tries to get away from traffic. Goes back door. Bowman was there. He's going to find an opening and fire that one right back in. Look out. Down they come with Miller. Wraparound attempt just misses the mark. And the forecheck, strong work there by Hain. Gets some help from Miller. Leaves up to the point. Wrist shot in on goal that fails to click. We've seen plenty of wrist shots and snappers from the Blue Lines this week, which has been very encouraging as they're taking the howitzer big windups and bringing them down. You know, Randy Carlisle's not playing anymore.
Well, you lack efficiency and you lack accuracy when you slap shot.
Chance down low, the shot and a save.
Well, I think that rolled on him a little bit.
It did.
And that was Jack Purbich, just a freshman. He's been getting some opportunities this weekend. He needs to be rewarded for his hard work. But again, good defensive work by Elk River, good defensive work by Grand Rapids. They're really playing very sound defensively, but I want to make another mention of Micah Miller. He went down, and he's winning the battles to the loose pucks down deep in the offensive zone. He's really spearheading some good pressure by this Thunderhawks team.
They win the face-off out of their own zone. Mark with it. Looks to get away from the oncoming forecheck. Zerbin's stick stops that, though, as they're going to have to regroup with Anderson from the right side on the angle off the stick of Graber. He'll somehow fight it back, and he'll walk it on goal. The backhand forehand. Oh, and just enough of that was taken out by the goaltender, Betty Myers, and deflected wide, and here come the Elks back the other way. Perbix left wing side for Horn. He finds Zerbin down in on goal. Oh, and he gets the pad out, does Burt. What a save. Back up to the left point it goes. Down low, a shot that's deflected. Zerbin came in with some major gas there, Bart Archer, and Hain just threw the right pillow, Burt threw the right pillow out, made the save, comes back and makes another nifty save there to keep it even up at 1.
Well, the goaltenders are getting a lot of help from the defenders, but still the offensive skill of these players are getting in tight. But again, another nice save by Burt.
Zerbin there, Bart. You see exactly what we're talking about there.
Yeah, goaltenders are really being a vital member. They're part of the defensive core, coming out and challenging, and that was a good example of that right there. And Myers did that just a shade earlier as well.
That was an example where Zerbin was coming in. It was so hot that he ran out of space to really do something with the puck, and as you said, it rolled, and it created all sorts of difficulty for him to get a better scoring chance. However, credit Burt for getting the pad down to make the save in a difficult situation.
Yeah, both goaltenders really showed up to play tonight. Very aggressive.
It's fun to see. I know there's a young goaltender who's here. I know his father, Ryan Whitty, was told to watch the goaltenders play at these two games and see how they do things. There's a chance that's deflected and handled by Adams down low. Bischoff was there, looking to get through some traffic there. Ooh. Sidewalk slam on Jack Perbix. There's a shot that's pushed wide of the net. Adams is there. Going to cycle it in back behind for Bischoff now as the Thunderhawks work the offensive zone. Bischoff is bumped. In comes Matson. He's bumped. And it's going to be Moss to take over with some ice. Plenty of room as there's a serious battle going on. 2 Elks and 1 Thunderhawk as the Chirp Fest is out of full motion. Perbix had some serious, the freshman going after the big fella. Wow. Across the line they go. There's a trailing pass that fails to click. Down low it goes. Handled there by Gacky as he plays to the right wing side. Back in behind the net. Moss is there. Back up to the right wing side at the point. Handled by Soderberg. Guides it down the line. Off the stick, that pass from Kane was picked off, and now it's going to be Schwab back the other way. Goes up high. That was a riser, if you will, handled by Burt, who sticks off to the right. Now the puck will play to the corner. Jammed on the play, submarine the check was Booten. He was Johnny on the spot to get away from that would-be hit. Back up to the point, Larson gets away from traffic. Right side it goes for Nick Perbix. His shot is blocked. Here's a foot race. Perbix looks like he's going to win it, being chased by Soderberg. Perbix puts on the brakes, goes to the near side for Larson. Larson pokes at that one. Perbix comes away again. Outlets to the right wing. Through center. Booten off his stick. Steered aside by Burt. To the corner. Up the wall by Bowman. Larson holds with one hand. Fights off Miller as well. But instead the Thunderhawks find an opening. No ice on the play. Perbix will have to hurry because here comes McLaughlin. Sucked him in and then took off. That was a nice play there. No ice on the play. Deflected in deep by Weslow. He'll come together with Bowman, who will clear it up to the right wing wall. Sliding over on the play there was Zerbin. Now it's Michaelis, brought down on the play by Mark. And it's the Elks to take over on the great back pressure there. Sent right back in. Regrouping is Bowman out of his right corner. Michaelis bothers him. Rings it up to the left wing side. Played back down, and here's a pass through the left wing wall again. That gets into a foot race territory. Bowman is there. Hain bothering him. Oh, quick pass to the slot for McLaughlin. That was intended for Miller. Failed to click. Now Zerbin dances across the line, tries to find some real estate. His shot steered aside by Burt. Back up the ice come the Thunderhawks. Angling over to the near side, it's going to be McLaughlin. Puts on the brakes, shovels that one down, swatted away by the hand of Bowman, and back out of the zone comes Horn. He goes through the legs, but not impressed by Mark, who jams him into the wall. Nice battle to the corner, sent packing there was by Bazal, and back up the ice come the Thunderhawks. Too far for McLaughlin. Swatted away there by Moss and sent right back in behind. That's going to be set up by Myers. They're going to cycle back in behind again for Moss, who's being watched by Steffen. A very enjoyable game. Very few whistles. Puck possession. Great passing. Quality goaltending. What more do you want? Back across the line. The fans here at Braemar Arena have been treated to a dandy. And you, of course, watching online. Back in behind the net it goes. Bowman plays ahead to the line. Heitkamp. That one up off the ceiling. I spoke too soon because there's a whistle.
Well, it went from a half-court game to basically a fast break game, up and down the ice by both teams getting their chances. But, again, both teams protecting the middle of the ice. I think if there's an advantage territory-wise, it's going to be Grand Rapids. They've had the better looks, but Elk River not too far behind. It's just been an enjoyable game to watch.
Behind the net it goes. Perbix is there. Helped along by Gacky and chipped out of the zone by Bazal. Picked off of the neutral zone. That's off Schwab, but then supported there by Bernson through center. He's a live wire. He's going to come 100 miles an hour. Get her head ready. Back into the corner it goes. Down on the play goes Steffen, and it's going to be handled by Perbix. He better hurry. Gets away from one man. Center breakout he goes. On the puck, it's his brother, of course, Jack Perbix. Back through center. Stick save. Where did it go? And it's going to be handled and played back up the wall. 45 to go in the period. Played down the wall by Nick Perbix. Michaelis makes the play. He's bothered. Walks to the goal mouth area. Slips up in the air. There's a quick shot. Batted down. Rebound. They score! The original shot by Jack Perbix pops up in the air. Pulled down with a hand, and it was swatted into the back of the net. And a big goal there late in the period for the Elks. They take a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, it was actually Jack Perbix that really spearheaded that play. It started early when he tried to go short side on Burt. But Elk River maintained possession of the puck, and it was, again, as you said, Jack Perbix that got that puck for initial shot on goal, but it was Max Michaelis that took that puck, put it on his forehand just under the crossbar. 1 goal advantage for Elk River. Pete, this is the first time that Elk River's really had an advantage in quite some time. It'll be interesting to see how they do as a front runner.
Here comes Matson. We'll see how the Thunderhawks respond. His pass was picked off played to center by the most recent goal scorer, Max Michaelis. Back in behind the net it goes. Nick Perbix is there, plays to the corner. Moss is there. Here comes Zerben. He better hurry. 10 to go in the period. Zerben with room. Holds it. Shoots to the backhand. Scores! Oh, he goes from coast to coast. We go from an even hockey game to a 2-goal lead within a matter of no time.
Well, and you don't like to give up a goal, obviously, with less than a minute, but certainly don't want to give one up after you just gave one up previous. But Zerben has been all over the ice tonight, fighting through checks, creating space, making his team better, and playing defensively responsible. But that time he was able to beat the goaltender, Joe Bird, to give him a 2-goal advantage. And if there's one knock against Grand Rapids that I've seen in this tournament is once they get scored on, they seem to lose their focus a little bit, and I think they're a victim of that in that instance. But really good push by Elk River Elks.
Well, he showed a great shoulder fake from the forehand to the backhand, froze the goaltender, carries him over, and they take the 3-1 lead. Elks and Thunderhawks as the Thunderhawks hustle off the bench real quickly and head to the locker room, and the Elks, a lot of congratulatory pats here as they feel real good about things, of course. So we're going to take a timeout. We're between periods number 2 and 3. Tell a friend we got a great third period coming up. Log on to the mnhockeymag.com. Of course, we will have all the action here for this game and the upcoming Edina and Eden Prairie game. Can't wait. Stay tuned. We'll be back right after this.
Hey, pal, if you haven't swung over to CrankyApe.com, then you're missing the coolest auction site on the web. CrankyApe.com is the only joint you'll ever need for ridiculous deals on bank repos, insurance reparables, and dealer liquidations. We have everything that rolls, floats, or has an engine, and the selection changes every day. And don't worry if you're not a wrench, most of our stuff don't need nothing but a coat of wax. Bottom line, if you're born to bid, you shouldn't be monkeying around anywhere else.
Our goal at FCA Hockey is to help players and coaches become more confident in their game while challenging them to grow deeper in their relationship with Jesus Christ. FCA Hockey works with players of all levels, from professional to college, from adult to youth. FCA Hockey exists to make an eternal impact. With overnight and day camps, adult and junior tournaments, and specialty teams, we have opportunities for everyone. For more information on how you can get involved, check out fcahockey.com.
Correct, I have a life mate. Is that consequential?
With whom are you communicating?
Jake from Planet State Farm.
Jake from Planet State Farm at 0300 hours. State your identity.
It is Jake from Planet State Farm, home of Discount Double Check.
Describe your apparel, Jake from Planet State Farm.
Khakis.
Khakis. Explain.
A dull earthly garment covering male extremities.
Sounds most appropriate.
Save mass quantities, even at 0300 hours. Get to a better state.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie. A local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbier.com.
Hi, Grandma.
Hi, Timmy. I hope you're hungry.
Sure am, but I prefer broccoli to mushrooms.
Well, I prefer your brother to you.
Don't mess with Grandma's dishes. Mess with ours instead. Delicious dishes from around the globe that you're free to customize. Noodles & Company. Your World Kitchen.
Stream your games in HD like the pros. Have a game you want streamed? PSP is here to help. PSP offers its HD streaming services to meet your request, whether you want one game, a tournament, or even an entire season's worth of games live streamed. Every broadcast features professional play-by-play announcers, instant replay, on-screen graphics, multiple camera angles, and much more. Plus, you can even make money from broadcasting. By having PSP stream your games, you create an opportunity to bring in additional revenue to your team or booster club. You can make money from pay-per-view broadcasts, DVD and digital download sales of the broadcasts, and even control of the advertising space on the broadcasts. So what are you waiting for? Get your team on air and stream in HD like the pros. Contact production at psbmn.com to get started today.
The Sun Current is proud to be your community news leader for over 50 years. Each week you can read their in-depth coverage on local government, school district news, high school sports matchups, community events, and newsmakers. The Sun Current's website is now mobile user-friendly and provides breaking local news coverage daily. Check it out at current.mnsun.com.
And welcome back to Braemar Ice Arena. 3-1 Elk River over Grand Rapids after 2 periods of play. The Elks with a couple of late goals to open this game up. Relatively even played, and now Elk River's gotten their first lead here in this Edina Holiday Classic tournament right here on PSB Media and the MN Hockey Mag. Let's give you a scoring recap of that second period. And just those 2 goals by the Elks scored within a minute of each other, as Max Michaela scored the first goal for the Elks at 16:27 and Jensen Zervin at 16:53. So 2 goals in the last minute. Going to put Grand Rapids in quite a hole as they try to rally back in the third period and win this important game for Section 7 AA seeding. You would think Grand Rapids would really be in the driver's seat for a number 1 seed if they could come away with a victory. Of course, pending how they do against Duluth East later on this season. But a victory by the Elks tonight would go a long way towards getting them higher ranked in that Section 7 AA race. Taking a look at shots on goal in the game so far. Oh, actually, they just took it off the scoreboard, so I don't have that to pass along to you. In terms of penalties, just 1 on Grand Rapids, and the Elks failed to score, so they are 0 for 1 on the power play. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors for tonight's game, including the Mulch Store, Brandy Warmbeer's State Farm Insurance Office, also Noodles and Company, the Tavern on 4 and 5, and the MN Hockey Mag sponsors as well, including Fury Motors, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Cranky Ape, Minnesota Hockey Magazine, and of course that Red Bull Ice event coming up in January. Find more information about that. Go to mnhockeymag.com, and also just stay tuned to that commercial and you'll get all that information to watch and also possibly attend that event coming up in January. Also, if you'd like to help get more games on the air here at PSB, we do take donations, non-tax deductible donations in any amount. And if you have a specific team you'd like to see more of, you can fill that out on that form as well. Go to psbmn.com. Nightcap from Braemar will be the big Edina Eden Prairie game. And the Eden Prairie Eagles, despite being ranked number 2 in the state and winning a couple of state championships over the past years, have not had a lot of success against Edina at Braemar Arena in this tournament. In fact, looking at the history of this tournament, Eden Prairie has not beaten Edina at Braemar during the Edina Holiday Classic since way back in 2005. So trying to end a 10-year losing streak to the Hornets in this tournament. Although they have beaten Edina at Braemar in some regular season games. Their last victory over the Hornets back in the season finale of the 2012-2013 season. So looking forward to a good matchup in that game. Also something to watch when you tune into that is that Edina has done a tremendous job in shutting down Eden Prairie's big guns and Casey Middlestad and Michael Graham. We'll have some numbers to pass along to you once we get to the pregame of that. But here in this one, it's Elk River on top of Grand Rapids 3-1 in the second intermission. We'll take another timeout and have the third period on the way next here on PSB and the MN Hockey Mag. Thanks for tuning in.
Great food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. This season, the Tavern on 4 and 5 will be showing PSB broadcasts of Eden Prairie football and hockey on their big screen TVs. So make it a night out. Get some great food while watching your Eden Prairie Eagles at the Tavern on 4 and 5. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean Pizza, Tavern Turkey Burger, as well as delicious breakfasts that are served 7 days a week. That's the Tavern on 4 and 5, just blocks from Eden Prairie High School.
Correct, I have a life mate. Is that consequential?
With whom are you communicating?
Jake from Planet State Farm.
Jake from Planet State Farm at 0300 hours. State your identity.
It is Jake from Planet State Farm, home of Discount Double Check.
Describe your apparel, Jake from Planet State Farm.
Khakis.
Khakis. Explain.
A dull earthly garment covering male extremities.
Sounds most appropriate.
Save mass quantities, even at 0300 hours. Get to a better state.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbeer's State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie. A local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbeer.com.
Hi, Grandma.
Hi, Timmy. I hope you're hungry.
Sure am, but I prefer broccoli to mushrooms.
Well, I prefer your brother to you.
Don't mess with Grandma's dishes. Mess with ours instead. Delicious dishes from around the globe that you're free to customize. Noodles & Company, your world kitchen.
We're speaking with Rob Friend at the Mulch Store. Rob, once people have finished up trimming those trees or raking those leaves, how easy is it for them to stop in at the Mulch Store to drop off those materials? Or maybe even pick up some mulch for next year?
Well, if you want to stop in and drop off, you come in, check in at the gate attendant, and they'll point you in the right direction after you pay a small fee. And if you're ready to pick up something to do a final garden or mulch project, pick out the product you want, pay for the fee, and we'll load up a trailer or a pickup truck if you have that. If not, we do have delivery available.
And of course, you guys have locations all over the metro area.
That's right. For locations and more information on delivery, you can check us out at our website, mulchstoremn.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dennis Lenslink, Clinic Administrator and Care Coordinator for Advocare Clinics, and I want to welcome you to our facility. If you're looking at this right now, you're probably searching for a new location for care for a new or chronic injury. And I want to assure you that we have a lot of services in one location that are convenient for you, and we can combine more options for you than you'll find at most other pain management or big box medical clinics.
I like the staff. They're friendly, they're supportive, they're encouraging, they're cautious, and they rearrange my exercise schedule based on what my symptoms are.
I want to welcome you and invite you to stop by for a free consultation with me as a care coordinator to see how we could best serve you and what kind of results we think we can get for you.
Contact us at 952-835-6653 or online at advocaremn.com.
Stay current on what's going on in your local community. The Sun Current is a local community newspaper that serves several communities in the Southwest Metro, including Eden Prairie, Edina, and Bloomington. The Sun Current will keep you up to date with the latest comings and goings on your school board, city council, arts and entertainment, and community events. And make sure you check out their in-depth high school sports coverage featuring weekly articles on Eden Prairie, Edina, Jefferson, and Kennedy. From football and hockey to tennis and swimming, the Sun Current has your favorite team covered. Keep it local and visit the Sun Current website at current.mnsun.com.
Well, sir, after some serious consideration, I'd like to put in my 15-year notice.
You're quitting?
Technically retiring, sir. With a little help from my State Farm agent, I plan to retire in 15 years.
Wow, you're totally blindsiding me here. Who's going to manage your accounts? This is a devastating blow I was not prepared for.
Well, I'm going to finish packing my things. 15 years will really sneak up on you.
Jennifer will do your exit interview, and Adam made you a cake.
Red velvet.
Oh, thank you.
I made this.
Take charge of your retirement. Talk to a State Farm agent today.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbier's State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie, a local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbier.com.
I really loved this book. Me too. What was your favorite part? The beginning? The beginning was good. Did anyone actually read the book?
I really like this wine.
You don't need a book club to drink wine with friends. Great wine and globally inspired food at Noodles & Company, your world kitchen.
During this break in the action, I'd like to thank you for watching and ask for your assistance. In addition to live streaming games like this one, PSB Media also produces video commercials for clients. If someone you know is trying to grow their business, tell them to consider contacting production at psbmn.com. The internet is a powerful marketing tool, but due to its size, it can be difficult for messages to reach the right ears. Optimize their valuable time and money. PSB Video will help drive localized traffic to the client's website. Using keyword-driven content, PSB Video can improve where businesses appear in search results. Nearer to the top results means more clicks and more business. So please, tell those business owners you know to work smarter, not harder, by considering PSB Production. Find out more by emailing production@psbmn.com.
Alpha Sport on skates. Fastest sport on skates. Quebec City, Canada. Germany. Jyväskylä, Finland. St. Paul, USA. Watch it live. Red Bull Craft Ice.com.
Hi, this is Tom Leonard at Fury Motors, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram. And I'd like to invite you down to our year-end blockbuster sales event with 0% interest to 75 months on some of our most popular vehicles, like the Dodge Charger, Chrysler 200, Chrysler Town & Country, Ram 1500, and the Jeep Cherokee, all 0% interest, zero, none, the Big O till 2022, all right here at Fury Motors, 494 in Concord. Don't miss out today.
Hey, pal, if you haven't swung over to CrankyApe.com, then you're missing the coolest auction site on the web. CrankyApe.com is the only joint you'll ever need for ridiculous deals on bank repos, insurance reparables, and dealer liquidations. We have everything that rolls, floats, or has an engine, and the selection changes every day. And don't worry if you're not a wrench, most of our stuff don't need nothing but a coat of wax. Bottom line, if you're born to bid, you shouldn't be monkeying around anywhere else.
And we're underway to just start the third period. 3-1, a late surge by the Elk River Elks. Bart, bring us up to speed here. Those goals came both within the final minute, if I'm correct.
Yeah, final 33 seconds, actually. Second period summary, Michaelis 7th from Jack Perbix at 16:27. Then just 26 seconds later was Zurban with his 5th from Nick Perbix at 16:53. So Grand Rapids got a little work to do.
One, a muddy second chance goal. The other, a beautiful rush by Zurban.
Correct.
Back out of the zone come the Thunderhawks with some work to do now. They trail by 2. This is the largest and only lead. Oh, big check into the wall. That's shoulder first. That's not good.
Yeah, that's Theo Larson that went down on that one. I don't think there was anything malicious involved. I mean, he wasn't trying to hurt him. He was just trying to bump him off the puck. I think it was just kind of an ollie situation, but we hope he gets up. No harm, no foul, but it's going to be a power play for Elk River. But I think the more important part is that young man is A-okay. He didn't. The boards did indeed stop him, but it didn't contort him in an unusual fashion. But obviously, they're going to err on the side of caution and take as much time as they need.
We're looking for a trainer here because they had him. Here he comes, right at the door, too. Jeez. So he has to step over him out the door. So when he hit the wall, he hit the wall, and it was shoulder first.
Yes.
And I think it's more of a shoulder than anything, but I mean, it's only conjecture at this stage of the game. But the officials had him roll over onto his back and just had him lay there. Tim Cheetah's there. He, of course, is a great trainer here for Edina High School. Let's take a timeout. When we come back, we'll hopefully see things are okay, and we'll check back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Tom Leonard at Fury Motors, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram. And I'd like to invite you down to our year-end blockbuster sales event with 0% interest to 75 months on some of our most popular vehicles, like the Dodge Charger, Chrysler 200, Chrysler Town & Country, Ram 1500, and the Jeep Cherokee, all 0% interest, zero, none, the Big O till 2022, all right here at Fury Motors, 494 in Concord. Don't miss out today.
toughest sport on skates. Fastest sport on skates. Quebec City, Canada. Germany. Jyväskylä, Finland. St. Paul, USA. Watch it live. RedBullCrashIce.com.
So Tayo Larson of the Elk River Elks sat up and was taken off the ice. I think I'm not a doctor, but he hit the wall. It's going to be a game misconduct for Adams. I mean, it was a dangerous hit, but I don't think it was malicious in intent. But, I mean, if you follow the rule books on a board like that, that's going to be called.
Yeah, but it wasn't from behind that I saw, but it's going to be a 5-minute penalty for Alex Adams. He's out of the game, and it's going to be Burnson that's going to serve that penalty. And you hate to say it, but really a good opportunity for Elk River right now. But you obviously hope that Tayo Larson comes back unharmed and in good shape.
Big turning point for sure. For those of that you want to see the rule as it is applied, mshsl.org, they have the entire layout of the rule as to what qualifies for a game DQ, and that will qualify completely for it. You will see it. Backdoor horn is there off the post as they look to go up by 3 at 4-1. Again, they can score as many times as they want in the next 5 minutes. Oh, a glove save and a beauty.
Or as many times as they can, but it was a good shot. That was from Benton Moss from the point.
Thank you for that correction.
Absolutely, but to precede that shot, there was a nice shallow angle shot by the Elk River Elks, caromed off the post. I think it was a crossbar, actually, but Elk River kept it alive, got it back out to Moss, and a good, quick release. We talked about that before, just not the big slappers, just good, quick, effective shots.
They control on the top of the blue line now. Do the scores! Up top they go. A big goal scored by Nick Perbix as he goes bar down for the 4-1 lead. 15:28 to go in the third period. And, of course, no one leaves the penalty box at this stage of the game. They'll have more opportunity to put the puck in the net.
Well, it's really only a man advantage if you use that extra man to create some space and to use that. And basically what they did is they flooded the front of the net, and I don't think that Joe Burt, the senior goaltender for the Thunderhawks, even saw that, but it went in blocker side, off the post and in, but now it's a 4-1 advantage Elk River with just over 4 minutes left on this major power play. Obviously has things going the right way, but yet you hope that Grand Rapids can almost survive this.
Here come the Thunderhawks back the other way with Miller as he was stopped by the goaltender, Benny Myers. So 1:32 the official time of that goal. And the lead now expands to 3 at 4-1 for the Elks, who will work the power play for another 3 minutes and 49 seconds. Schwab is there. He's bothered on the play by Anderson. And to get a little help, there's number 12, Moss. There's a shot that's deflected up off the netting and will face off inside the zone. They keep the puck alive there for the officials.
Well, the official scoring on that is Nick Perbix with his second from Moss at 1:32 on the power play face-off. Is going to be to Burt's left. But it's just, referees don't want to have to call those penalties. You don't want to put them in that position to do it. It was the right call for the way that the rules are laid out, but it's kind of unfortunate for Grand Rapids playing a physical brand. But now, as we said, Elk River has a great opportunity to blow this thing open.
Michaelis back in behind the net. Going to be handled now. Horn backdoor. Michaelis there. Burt shuts it. He covers. And once again, will reset.
Yeah, it was a nice redirection by Horn. Just got it over to Michaelis. Tried to go up and over the shoulder of Burt, but Burt held his integrity. Burt's going to be a very important part of the penalty kill for Grand Rapids for the final 3:23 of this, assuming another penalty is not called.
Face-off handled, played up the wall. Zerbin gets it to Perbix. He's going to hold, play to the right side. Moss, there's a shot, fanned on by Zerbin, hustles it down, gets away from Bischoff. They try to work a pass to the corner. That's deflected away. Zerbin controls for the Elks. Horn now behind the net. Walks to the corner. Now it's going to be handled. Back up by Moss. Down low to Zerbin. Zerbin walks, dangles off the side of the net, off the stick. Picked up by the Thunderhawks and sent right back into the Elk River zone. They clear the ice and get a wholesale change for their PK unit. Back to regroup is Nick Perbix. entered the game with 7 points on the season, 1 goal and 6 assists. And it's going to be Moss, one of the captains of this edition, to carry it up ice. Bumps the pass for Schwab. He's going to turn and ring the wall. Cut off by Burt. Leaves off for Mark, who looks out. Look out, I thought he was going to hit the official, but instead it hits the boards, and the length of the ice it goes. Behind the net, they're going to battle. Nice check thrown there by Hewson. And who has it? The Elks do. Back out of the zone. Right wing side it goes. Ripped in by Bizal. That gets away from the oncoming Schwab, and finding the puck in the ice is Steffen. Back in behind, underneath the stick of Myers. It's interesting. You go from a very intense first and second period that had a lot of tempo and pace to an elongated power play like this. You kind of lose that intensity, don't you?
Yeah,
Mark?
indeed. It does change the complexion or the feel of this game. It seems a little bit more guarded right now, not as determined, not many battles and everything, and I think the kids are just stun them a little bit. But, in Grand Rapids' defense, they've responded pretty well after that goal. They've defended the middle of the ice and really kept things on the periphery. So
There has
pretty good,
been nothing other than that one goal, yeah.
pretty good job by regaining their focus a little bit.
McLaughlin races up the right wing side, gets bulldozed down by the back-checking Al Schwab. They're going to send it in deep. The partial change employed by the Elks, and it's sent the length of the ice. McLaughlin will let Hain take it from the left side. They'll play back in behind the net. It's going to be handled by Weslow. Don't forget tonight, folks, coming up in about an hour, it's going to be Eden Prairie and Edina. Always one of the great crosstown rivalries in high school hockey. Coincidental Miners are going to be called here. Hain's stick comes down on, of course, Max Michaelis there, as we saw that. And Michaelis and he will go for Coincidental Miners.
Well, they just got a little aggressive with the stick work. It sounded like a fencing match for a certain degree, but again, Hain is really one of the driving forces on this team. Nary a point in this tournament so far, but he's been all over the ice doing the little things well, the things that don't show up in the box score. And obviously, when you can get Max Michaelis off the ice for a couple minutes, that's not a bad situation. But we're still going to be 5-on-4, minute 3 left in the major penalty to Alex Adams, being served by Jack Burnson.
Matson takes the draw, driven down the wall. 57 to go, under a minute on the major penalty to Adams.
I'd have to think if Grand Rapids can get out of this just giving up one tally, that'd almost be deemed a bit of a success. They're 3 good shots down, and they have some work to do, but, you have to go segment by segment, and so far they've done a pretty good job.
They'll have a 12-point guy out of the lineup in Adams with 5 goals, 7 assists, of course, coming into this game.
They've had success without him. He's a valuable member.
Here's Miller in on goal, protects, shoots. What a save! And he gets a glove out and throws it back at you. Myers with a huge save. Wow, we'll get another look at that on the replay. Look how he gets down to the butterfly and extends the glove hand out and takes it away.
And Miller with good speed right there, cut to the angle, really got the goaltender to commit and come forward, but if that glove didn't go up there, we'd be talking about a Thunderhawk goal. So what a big save that was by Benny Myers. He's made a couple this tournament.
And you saying it's 2 good shots away then.
Yeah, it changes the complexion a little bit.
Zerbin and Matson off the draw, puck to the wall, and it's going to be played behind by the Elks as they'll have power play time and a rush for another 20 seconds. Look back up ice. Calmly, it's Zerbin. Plays off to the right wing. Down the line goes Gacky. Plays behind for Horn. Out front they go. That's off these skates. Off the back door for Booten. He had the game's first goal for his team. Rink wide. Handled now. Moss plays back over for Gacky. We're now 5-on-5. Nice save there. Another opportunity wide by Horn. Great chance there. Burt was really solid there with the pads.
Yeah, he made the initial save. I think that puck rolled on Horn a little bit.
Horn again. Walks behind the net. He's been on it for a long time here tonight. Miller now walks out of the zone. Miller with it. Has a man going to the net. That's Steffen. That's a nice pad save made by the goaltender once again, Benny Myers. Back the other way they come. Up in the air off the ceiling. No, I guess not. That didn't hit it. And now it's Zerbin in on goal. He's going to try to wrap around now. Instead, he's going to hold and wait for someone to the slot area. Instead, goes high to the point. Perbix with it. Quick wrist shot snapper, if you will, off a pair of shins. Off the glass it goes to the corner. Heitkamp comes together with Bizal. Now it's Horn. Back for Bizal. Heitkamp the body there. The 2-on-2 battle you see right behind the net. Heitkamp pokes it off to the right wing side. Picked off by Perbix to the line. Shot that's high up off the glass by Moss behind the net. Soderberg plays behind for Heitkamp. Gives over to Anderson, who plays ahead to the right wing side. Steffen is there, who plays through Foot race. Greniak is there. He's going to be bothered by Soderberg, but quickly it's Greniak playing over to Perbix. Nick Perbix plays left wing to an open wing. Anderson off the boards. Too far for Soderberg. Handled once again. Greniak plays back over for Nick Perbix. Down on the play goes the intended receiver, and that was number 7, Connor Bazal. Now it's Schwab with it. Front. They score! What a pass to the trolling Jack Perbix. The big-time self-check. Well, we've brought that one back into the Selly repertoire here this year.
Yeah, for better or worse, I guess. But for Jack Perbix, this is third
I thought that
goal.
had gone away.
Well, you cannot. In some fashions, you almost hope it would. But Bazal did a nice job of feeding that puck into the scoring area. Nice redirect by Jack Perbix, up and over the shoulder of goaltender Joe Burt. Now it's a 5-1 advantage. Elk River, I think we're finally seeing a little bit of the offensive flavor that this Elk River team can offer. They're they're winning the one-on-one battles. They're creating space for themselves. Better yet, they're creating opportunities, and they're cashing them in and finishing the play. And that's something we hadn't seen in the previous 2 games.
5-1 the score. A little feedback there from the Braemar Arena sound system. Philip Stark looking to get it under control. Across the line they go. Drop pass. There's a shot by McLaughlin. That hits the defense in front. That was Jack Perbix, I think. Or check that. That was Gacky. Behind the net now. Underneath the stick for Stampahar, and back into the Grand Rapids zone it goes. 9:03 to go. It's been 4 unanswered goals here for the Elk River Elks, all within the final minute of the second period to the current time of 8:55.
And it was not Bazal that got the assist. It was Schwab that got the assist. Correction, at 7:12 was the time of that goal.
Now Matson down the line with it. Plays it to the goal mouth area. Fails to click. Pass the outreach stick of Bowman, who's going to come back into the Grand Rapids zone. That will trickle across the line for an icing call.
I think if you're Coach Trent Klatt of the Thunderhawks, obviously a little disappointing last night, dropping that contest to a very good Eden Prairie squad and then getting behind, going into this third period and then being a man down and giving up 2 more goals. They're down 5-1. I think for the final 8:39, I think Trent Klatt just wants to reestablish Thunderhawk hockey where they pressure, they get their chances. But Elk River really is playing a very sound game, so they're not going to make it easy for them.
They've been advantageous. Durbin sprung to the neutral. Nice pass on the breakaway on goal. Scores! From the backhand to the forehand through the 5-hole. It's 6-1 Elks. Ladies and gentlemen, the route is on.
Well, nice stretch pass out of the zone. Caught Durbin in stride just over the red line. He went in all alone. Really made goaltender Burt kind of commit, opened up the wickets and snuck it down under. There's going to be a goaltending change. I think that's a good idea by Trent Klatt. You have to kind of protect your goaltender, but now Gabe Holm comes in, the goaltender from Game 1. He came in and had a really good showing. Now he's going to have to pitch a little relief.
He has not played since Thursday, our opening night, and I'll tell you what, very impressed with Gabe Holm. He's 3-0 on the season with a 2.33 goals against average, but he's going to have to be on it here. Oh! If I were Horn, I would have pulled the trigger.
Well, Anderson got away with a hold on the stick.
Here's Zerbin. Wrap around. Pad is extended over. Bodies are flying everywhere. Horn.
Well,
be careful. You're up 6-1. You
Absolutely.
Don't need to be initiating right now.
Well, you have to control your emotions, and sometimes that can be a challenge on both sides. I'm sure Grand Rapids is feeling a sense of frustration, but, boy, once Holm came in, Elk River just went right after him and made him make a couple challenging saves, but he held his own. Faceoff's going to be to his right, but you have to govern your emotions. You can't get too carried away, especially in a game that's, I want to say, is kind of decided. But we've seen a lot of crazy things in this building, Pete.
You can see the emails coming in at you right now.
I qualified it by saying we've seen a lot of crazy things in this building.
To the right wing side it goes.
Never.
That gets off the stick of Weslow. At the line, it's played back to the Hounds, or the Thunderhawks. Man, where did that? I was looking at my boy, Mr. Jerry Burrow. I saw the jacket.
Boy, that was a nice play by Kane on that one. He showed some athleticism to even get that shot off, and a good save once again by Myers.
They'll battle for the puck up into the board area there in front of the penalty box as the Elks take control. This game is definitely taken on a different tempo here and feel in the third period. Cross the line. With it now, it's Mark. He's stopped on the play, and it's going to be, once again, the Thunderhawks playing that one through. Back behind the net. We've got this like old school AM radio feedback going on here. It's pretty classic.
Like, listen to KDWB.
Back in the day. Sent back in the slot area. That's going to be handled by Perbix. He's bothered on the play by Hain. McLaughlin is there. And back up to the left wing side. My word, this is not very becoming of Braemar Arena. Just unplug it. Left wing side they go. And that one's going to be whistled down. There's a couple of extra shoves there. Oh, what's going on here?
Well, I think it's just setting some precedents. These are teams that are familiar with each other. Obviously, Pete, they've had history. They've been coming to this tournament for a long period of time, and they always play
section rivals.
Indeed, and they always play in the first game on a Saturday night. But emotions are getting a little bit high. But it's going to be Nick Perbix in the box with Blake McLaughlin for the Thunderhawks. But we're still going to be 5-on-5. If you just tuned in, thank you so much for joining us. If you've been watching the game, you've been treated to a pretty good one. This third period's been a little owly, though, a little bit different from the first two. But again, 6:40 left in regulation time. Elk River holding on to a 5-goal.
It's very staccato. It doesn't have the flow and the tempo and the rhythm like a great orchestral piece we had a couple of periods ago. Man, that second period was something special.
Yeah, that was probably one of the better entertaining periods that we've seen all tournament.
Credit the Elks, though, for really being opportunistic to open up the 2-goal lead. Now,
well, they were overdue.
Coincidental Miners leaves it at 5-on-5. Bischoff with it. He plays back down to the corner. Off the boards by Moss, and here come the Elks back the other way. It's going to be Michaelis. Nice pickpocket there by Matson. Stampahar is there to the corner. He's going to ring the wall. Bischoff waits, comes away with it. Looks on the angle through center ice. Stampahar walks to the circle, shot, and that one over the top of the net. You know, the goaltending so far for Benny Myers this entire weekend has been really rock solid for this Elk River team and has given them a chance each and every night.
Well, I think that's what you want from your goaltender. In fact, Myers, as you said, gives his team a chance. He makes the save he's supposed to, but he's even making the saves that you kind of scratch your head and say, how did he do that? So that's what you want in your goaltender. Give your team some confidence to play.
You know, your voice right there almost went as high as playoffs.
It's my dog whistle voice.
But you almost went playoffs.
Playoffs?
Yep, there you go.
Oh, goodness. I'm going to sing Lou Rawls after this game, by the way, too. So.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Stay tuned.
Backpedaling they go. The Elks in control. Here's a chance on the wall as they dribble it to the dribbling puck, rather, to the slot area as they continue to battle for loose change. Graber is there in the offensive zone. Shot in on goal, steered aside. Opportunity for Mark. And helped along and sent the length of the ice by Elk River's Hunter Weslow. We're going to bring it back into their zone with exactly 5 minutes remaining in the third period.
Well, you don't want to make too much of the focus on the goaltender of the team that's up by 5 goals, but Myers is just very calm, cool, and collected. Very confident goaltender right now. Not only seeing the pucks and squaring up and coming out and challenging, but he's directing the pucks into area of comfort. You know, he gets them into the corners. He just keeps them out from in front of the net, and I think that's certainly worthy of mention.
Face-off one again by the Thunderhawks. It on goal. Long shot, rebound. I have no idea how that didn't get through because trolling off the Anderson shot down low, I believe that was Burnson who tried to put that one away.
Yeah, and it looked like it kind of got owly on the goaltender, and he covered up. But, boy, kind of a tense moment for Elk River. But Grand Rapids doing a little bit of a pushback. I think the Trent Clad has to be happy with the effort in the final 10, the last 5 minutes of this contest.
Pushed in back behind the net. Mark was there to make the play. The Elks regrouping in their own zone. They'll put on the brakes, looking to outlet. Instead, they're going to carry this one up ice. Shovel a pass through center. That's off the stick of Burnson, and big check thrown by Anderson there on the Elks on the forecheck. Down low it goes, poked away. That from Perbix. Another big check thrown off the end boards. And they continue to battle for the loose change. Perbix again taking liberties with Anderson, who takes the body there.
Boy, the freshman showing his strength.
Out. There's a 3-car pile up inside the Grand Rapids zone.
Penalty too on Jack Perbix, I think.
And off goes the goaltender, Gabe Holm. Yeah, this thing's definitely taken on a different tone since the injury that was sustained by Tyo Larson, the sophomore defenseman, off the hit from Alex Adams, which was a heavy hit. It was a compete hit, but by the textbook of the board and the game DQ, it definitely followed into that category. But it was a game-changing situation already with the 2-goal lead.
Yeah, it certainly was. And being down a couple goals didn't help Grand Rapids in that respect. Not only did they lose one of their pivotal members, they've been kind of used to not having Adams in the lineup. They've had success without him, but obviously when you lose a key player like that, it's going to have a ripple effect. But keep in mind that these are still high schoolers, and a lot of kids are probably 16, 15, 16 years old. So governing the emotions in a competitive game is not an easy thing to do, but that's one of the challenges that they're going to have to come to grips with.
Control power play time now for the Thunderhawks. They trail by 5. The one-timer, high and wide. Big rebound off the side of the net from the corner. Comes back up to the post. Chipping down is Houston looking to make the play. He comes away with the puck. And Houston looks back over to the right wing side. That puck will be picked up and carried up ice by Harris. At the line now, swatting at that, it was McLaughlin. And it's going to be the Elks back the other way. Glove save and hung on to there by Holm. That might have been wide of the mark. But needless to say, we'll get a couple of changes for both teams.
Yeah, it was a pretty good shot from Montana Mills just on top of the right dot. Tried to go glove side into that upper corner, but Holm said no to that one. Made that save look pretty easy. Face off to his left. Just 3:22 left to go. Elk River holding on to a 6-1 lead. But Grand Rapids actually showing a lot of character in their level of compete.
Zurban's been quite good in the face-off circle. A clean win again against
He's been good
Madsen.
in all 3 zones
This
tonight.
has been a very good hockey game for him, for sure. I would say it's been the best of the 3. Back up to the line, gets away from Moss.
And the other 2 weren't bad either.
So that's a heck of a compliment here. Can't wait to hear who your Red Bull Crashed Ice player of the game is tonight.
There's a couple to choose from, that's for sure. Stay tuned.
Down the wall it goes. Bischoff, traffic in front, extended on the pads once again. Nice save. And we'll whistle this one down.
Well, it's been kind of a plotting final 5 minutes, a lot of whistles, but Elk River, if you're Gordy Roberts, obviously coming into this game, dropping 3 games in a row to 3 really solid teams, and to come out and play a top 5 team and to beat them decisively, as far as on the scoreboard. I don't know if the score is indicative of how balanced this game has actually been, but Gordy Roberts has to feel good about the efforts of his kids. They not only are playing 3 zones, 2 direction, but they're finishing plays, and I think that was the challenge coming into this game. Ooh, quick
again
whistle
in
there.
On goal. Right off the face-off once again.
And Myers is pretty solid as far as getting down and taking away the high percentage shots along the ice, or just a fraction off the ice. But it seems like now he's going down a little quicker than he was earlier. So I don't know if there's any tendency going on. But if you're Grand Rapids, you've got to put it under the bar.
Kane leads in to take the draw for the Thunderhawks of Grand Rapids. Clean draw win to Anderson. His shot goes up and over the top of the net off the glass. They battle for it off the wall. Back in behind. Greniuk is there, checked on the play. Forecheck by Steffen. Now it's Soderberg to come away. He's going to be bothered on the play. Stroh is in there for the Elks. As it's going to be played back out up to the line, Anderson gives back. D-zone coverage employed by Gordy Roberts, Elk River Elks. We've seen them play 3-4 different styles of hockey here this week. It's been impressive. Now Anderson walks low slot, shot and a save. Turned aside once again by the goaltender, Benny Myers.
Well, I think part of the common denominator to Gordy Roberts' system is to protect the middle of the ice and give their goaltenders good sidelines, and so far they've done that very, very well tonight.
Rolling puck now is going to be handled by Mark. Turns it to the left wing side. Hain gets behind the defense, and on goal. Hain scores as he goes shelf, and it's a 6-2 deficit. Nice goal there by the Thunderhawks. Great way to find an angle and hustle in back behind the defense. And Hain makes no doubt about it to pick up his 7th goal of the season.
Well, he took that pass in the offensive blue line with some speed and just worked in and picked that corner clean. Really a good shot. That's a goal scorer's goal. And for Hain, that's his 7th goal of the season. First point of this tournament, but he has been a productive member, not on the score sheet necessarily, but he's done so many little things well, and his level of compete has been solid. But that was just a goal scorer's goal right there. Yeah, you can't really fault Benny Myers, who's played a great game, but really a nice athletic goal by Gavin Hain, the sophomore forward.
Behind the net it goes. It's going to be handled by Stampahar as he's forced up the left wing side. He's going to have to hurry as he sends a pass over to the right wing. Across the line they go. And that one's whistled down as an offside play there. Interesting when you look at this because it was the Thunderhawks that put a licking on the Edina Hornets in the opener.
Boy, did they ever. In fact, that was probably one of the most decisive second periods we've seen.
And then the Hornets come out and pretty much handle the Elks.
Yeah.
Right?
And then the Elks come out.
The Elks come out and handle this team who were handled by the Eagles.
That's the beauty of high school hockey. Anything can happen. That's why we play the game.
Right wing side, McLaughlin with it, puts on the brakes. So you can't do this common opponent stuff. It doesn't work. In on goal and a save made by Myers once again.
Well, it's good fodder for the water cooler, but I hope I haven't been pronouncing his name wrong, but they did announce it as Hahn. So Gavin Hahn scored his 7th from Mark. That's Brennan Mark, the senior defenseman. He's really played a solid tournament as well. Mark has been very involved defensively. He's even had some offensive flavor, but he's been a very solid and consistent player for this Grand Rapids Thunderhawks team.
From the left wing side, they're going to play this one down the wall. We're closing in on the final minute here of the third period. Deflecting puck. I thought that was in. I'm just kidding.
That's like a pinball.
Well, it literally looked like it was in the back of the net. I had to pull up the trigger finger there. We did. And now it's going to be played off the wall again as they battle it up to the line. Houston was there.
Oh, stop it, boys.
But we're going to have a fight here. I mean, this could be... we didn't really get squared up, so we'll probably go rushing.
Boy, I don't know. I thought Jack Purvis landed a couple pretty good shots right there, both with his left hand and his right hand, so there might be some consequences that come from this one. It'll be under the interpretation of the referee. Obviously, they're going to skate off and go, and that's Micah Miller, who's been getting under the skin of all the Elk River Elks in a legal fashion, but a very aggressive player. He's going right to the locker room right now. Once he gets in there, I think they're going to send Jack Perbix off as well. But Perbix has been a physical force in this third period, throwing his weight around. He even took a penalty for being aggressive, but again, governing the emotions is going to be that ninth grader's challenge moving forward. He plays a very mature game. Now he's just got to kind of keep the frustrations or the emotions in check, but just 49.5 seconds. It's been a kind of a rough and tumble third period.
Part of the game, as I like to say, Bart Archer.
Well, indeed it is. Whenever you get a scoreboard and two different colored jerseys, the level of competitiveness certainly raises, and that's a prime example of that right there.
So we'll wait to hear for the official announcements there.
This has been a long 5 minutes, hasn't it?
It's been since it went 5-1, 6-1. This thing's ground to a halt.
Yeah, my voice might actually hold up to this.
You can hear the viewers just falling off right now.
Well, come on back for the Edina Eaton game. The border battle is always a nice cap to a terrific tournament weekend.
This was a terrific hockey game, too. Periods 1 and 2 were just absolutely dialed in.
And this one is a good period. It's just a little different flavor, a little different ingredients going into this recipe.
Houston with it, up the right wing side for the Thunderhawks, across the line. Looks to try to get through traffic, and he was stopped by Nick Perbix. Poked at there by Heitkamp. Check thrown by Bischoff. Heitkamp back pedals. Surveys up ice. Instead goes over to his partner. Nice little move to get away from trouble there by Houston. He was forced to move it through center. 10 to go in the period. Back behind, the Elks will control as Bischoff applies the pressure on the forecheck. Greniuk is there. He's checked on the play. 2 seconds to go. And now it's Bischoff to the corner, and that's going to do it as the Elks come up with the 6-2 win here to close out the Edina Holiday Classic. Their record now improves to 6-3 on the season. The Thunderhawks to 6-4-1, and for both teams tonight, 1-2 overall.
Yeah, in fact, but if you're Elk River, you have to feel really good about the way you play tonight against, as we said, a top 5 Grand Rapids Thunderhawk team. If you're the Thunderhawks, you have to be a little disappointed after starting so well. It was only the 4th time, I believe, in the last 11 tournaments that they've been here at the Holiday Classic that they've bested the Edina Hornets. And moving forward from that, they had a decent showing last night and a decent showing tonight, but they have a little work to do yet. But Grand Rapids is a team of character. They just have to remain focused. It seems like when they get scored on or face a little adversity, they lose their focus a little bit. But I'm sure Gordy or Trent Klatt is going to keep them on the up and up. He's going to address that. But Elk River, congratulations tonight. You put on a fine display of hockey.
How about our player of the game? from, of course, we're going to go Red Bull Crashed Ice Player of the Game to you, Bart Archer.
Yes, in fact, I'm going to migrate to Jensen Zerban again. As you said, he's got 2 tallies on the night. He was effective in all zones. He created space for his teammates. He won battles. So Jensen Zerban, the junior forward for the Elk River Elks, is going to be the player of the game.
There you have it, Jensen Zerban, the player of the game. The Edina Hornets and the Eden Prairie Eagles coming up in about, let's say 30 minutes or so. Hornets 6-3 entering this one against the 6-1 Eagles. This is going to be a great crosstown rivalry as 2 teams bring out the best in each other each and every night they play. For entire crew here at Braemar Arena, 30 minutes. We'll be back on the air. I'm Pete Wagner. So long, everybody.
The toughest sport on skates. Fastest sport on skates. Quebec City, Canada. Germany. Jyväskylä, Finland. St. Paul, USA. Watch it live. Red Bull Crashed Ice.com.
Thanks for tuning in to live, local, play-by-play coverage of tonight's game. Catch all the action all season long on your home for Southwest Metro Sports, PSB Media. Tonight's game was brought to you by The Mulch Store, Brandy Warmbier's State Farm Insurance Office, Athlete PT, Noodles and Company of Eden Prairie, The Sun Current, The Tavern on 4 and 5.
And in partnership with Minnesota Hockey Magazine and BEC TV.
You can find an archived broadcast of tonight's game available 24/7 on PSBMN.com.